Hello everybody and welcome here to Isotopes Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico for today's match between New Mexico United and Orange County, presented by Orange Theory Fitness. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined today by Chris Hurst. And Hursty, it's a beautiful day for the beautiful game here in the 505. We've got a really good one on tap, but before we get to that, let's have a look at the standings here. And you can see Phoenix Rising head and shoulders above everybody else, 15 points clear of second place Fresno there. But when you get to fourth place, it's real jumbled up there.
Yeah, a win for either team tonight can really put them in the mix for that home playoff spot that everyone's trying to get. Phoenix Rising, the earliest team to clinch a playoff berth at this point of the season. Unbelievable run that they're on, but huge game today for both teams for those reasons.
Now, players to look for here. For New Mexico United, the home side, we're looking at number 10, Kevon Frater. He's got 14 goals so far this season, Hursty, and he's showing no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, Kevon Frater, when he's confident, he's a hard player to stop, and he really does have a big say on how this game's going to go today.
And on the other side for Orange County, we're having a look at number 17, Darwyn Jones, very explosive player. What else do you got on him, Chris?
He's going to keep New Mexico United honest today. Even when New Mexico United have got good possession of the ball, he can stretch the field and really hurt New Mexico United on the counter. So he will keep them honest.
We're going to go ahead and step aside for just a moment. Kickoff when we return.
Hey, where's Roush and Justin?
I don't know, bro.
Yo, this is crazy. Y'all gotta come check this out. Come on, come on.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and take a look at today's starting lineups brought to you by Michelob Ultra. We'll start with the home side. Of course, Chris, it's going to be number 1, Cody Mizell in between the sticks. You've got Rashid Tete, Justin Schmidt there anchoring the back line. And we're seeing David Estrada out here starting tonight. What's your take on that, Chris?
He's come off the bench and made an impact in the game, last couple of games, so he probably deserves a starting spot.
And, of course, Chris Wehan back in the lineup for New Mexico United today, one of their big playmakers. He'll certainly be looking to wreak some havoc there in the midfield. Now, for the other side, Orange County, let's go ahead and have a look at their lineup for the visitors. And it's going to be Frederick Dew between the sticks today, which is a little shocking knowing that Cervantes was their keeper the past couple games in which they won, only allowed 1 goal. What else do you got here, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, they've kept the same settled lineup now. This is the third game, the only change being the goalkeeper, so that proves, and they've hit a little bit of form. Won the last 2 games. Both of those games have been at home, though, so we'll see how they do on the road.
A lot of pace on that front line there with Seton as well as Jones. And we'll take a look over at the gaffer for New Mexico United, Troy Lesane, in his first season doing rather well. And on the other side, Braden Cloutier. And he's been doing rather well as well. These teams just separated by 1 point coming into today's match, Chris. We've got a good one on hand, and it's the home side that are going to get things started. That's Chris Wehan in the center circle. New Mexico United normally in black at home, but looks like they're in their white crane shares kits tonight. And we're underway. The back pass to Rashid Tete, and he's going to send a long ball up towards the front left, looking for either Moar or Devin Sandoval. Throw in here for Orange County. And right away, looking to find Seton up top.
Yeah, watching them last week, watching Orange County last week, it seems like they're not going to be shy about throwing the ball forward, and that's something we're going to have to watch because New Mexico aren't exactly blessed with a bunch of pace at the back, so it's going to be something they're really going to have to watch out for.
Amico will play it back. And, you know, Chris, from watching Orange County's past couple of matches, they're really comfortable in possession, which is what New Mexico also likes to do. So it's going to be an interesting way to see how these teams battle. And right away, you can see Orange County looking for that ball over the top, looking for their 2 speed demons.
Yeah, they do. They knock it around the back, and then they're not shy about looking for that big diagonal. They know what their strengths are. They've got a lot of pace going forward, so they try and find that very early.
Aiden Quinn in the midfield tried to chip one forward. That's cleared out by Justin Schmidt. And it's going to be another throw for Orange County. Orozco. And again, Chris, that's the 3rd possession that we've seen them go with one of those balls over the top. And it looks like perhaps Orange County has been watching some film and, you know, they see what you saw.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. But they did it last week as well against RSL. They really did. They were knocking the ball around the back, 2 centre-backs. You know, their outside backs are really involved in the attack as well. But yeah, you see here, they knock it around the back, and then first opportunity to get, they'll try and break lines, try and put their guys in behind.
Hume will get it over to Orozco. Amico. That was a nice move put on Moar there. Aiden Quinn in the midfield. That's another guy you're going to want to watch out for. We've seen him rip a couple of goals from outside the box in the past 2 games.
That could be the key. You're correct. That could be the key. Chris Wehan, the goal scorer in midfield for New Mexico United, and Quinn for Orange County. Which one of those guys turns up and has a big say, big impact on this game? That could be where it comes from.
You know, and we were able to talk to head coach Troy Lesane for New Mexico United, and you know, he said we really can't let him get comfortable on the ball. He's a player that can change the game. Moar here defending. Van Wolfgang. And that's a nice little give and go there. Van Wolfgang cross into the box, and Tete gets a foot on it. New Mexico United now. Moar on the left side. The Garcia Automotive keys to the match here for New Mexico United. Got to play a more complete game, Chris, and also be very aware of Orange County's pace in transition. And with that comes along with being sharper in possession. So those are your 3 keys to the match from Garcia Automotive. Orozco into the midfield. Here's Van Wolfgang. Duke tries to slide it in and cut off by Wehan. Estrada now. And closed down really quick. This should be a pretty fast-paced game, Chris, from what we've seen these 2 teams.
Yeah, both teams are not really known for their defensive skills, but definitely explosive attacking-wise. So we're hoping for a barnstormer here today.
Moar down towards the end line. Moar, and he's going to be run off the ball there by Amico. And it's a goal kick for Orange County.
It's good strength by Amico there, because that was the first time that Santi Moaz managed to get the ball at his feet, running at a defender. That's what he loves to do. He loves the ball at his feet, going at full speed, and he did a really good job just blocking him off and just shepherding the ball out of play.
Frederick Dew getting ready to send this one long. Somewhat of a driven kick there, and Mizell will claim that one for his own. How big has Cody Mizell been for New Mexico United this season, Hursty?
It's unbelievable. I mean, obviously he's played every single league match. The only game he didn't play was the summer friendly against Cardiff City. And he's a leader, you know. Josh Suggs has the captain's armband today, but everyone knows Cody Mizell is one of the leaders, and he was very disappointed last week after the performance, conceding 5 goals in a game. No goalkeeper's ever happy with that.
Nice little 1-2 there from Weehan and Estrada. Here's Sandoval, feeds it through Moore, puts it in, Weehan, and it just goes wide. And offside is actually the call, as the AR on the far side has the flag up.
That's the first time New Mexico United have actually managed to string a few passes together, though, and it's good for them to see that they were actually able to create a chance the first time that they were able to get a hold of the ball. That's a little foothold they just got in the game.
And that's an excellent tackle there from Austin Yearwood. Tete gets it up to Estrada. Estrada almost run off the ball by Van Wolfgang, and now they're going to play it out, and another turnover, this time to Amico.
You can almost sense that both sets of players know how big a game this is. There's a lot of unforced errors right now. It's pretty frantic. One team needs to just get their foot on the ball and see if they can start dictating pace a little bit.
Guzman gets it over to Justin Schmidt. Santi Moar, the Spaniard, over now to Suggs, and New Mexico United looking to get comfortable on the ball here early on. That ball just a little too high for Juan Guzman. Michael Seton comes away, thought about it, and he's going to let it rip with the right, and that's no trouble whatsoever for Cody Mizell.
It was interesting there. You could see New Mexico United were just trying to play the ball around, see if they could just probe, I guess, for a weakness and see if they could play through. Never got there, and that's twice now. 2 different players, Weehan and Guzman, now have tried square passes into the midfield, and they've both been picked off, so they need to be very wary of that moving forward here.
Here's Suggs. Suggs is positioned as a left back, but we've seen he's more of a wing back, Hursty, loving to get forward. Here he is again, over to Frater. Tried to chip it up over the top, and nobody home.
Yeah, that's Coach Lassane. He loves getting his outside backs. So right there, Josh Suggs was the highest player on the field for New Mexico United, and at some point we'll see the same from Austin Yearwood on the right-hand side, I'm sure.
Throw in here for Orange County. Contour. Van Wolfgang. Now to Amico. Amico, somewhat of that same as Josh Suggs. He loves to get forward too.
Yeah, both are outside backs. Contour has 31 crosses attributed to him so far this season, which is unbelievable from an outside back. So that shows that, it's a good thing in terms of going forwards, but I'm sure both coaches have looked at that's possible weaknesses as well. The space to play is going to be in those areas that they vacate.
Going to work. And that ball goes out, and it's going to be a corner for the visitors. Aiden Quinn swings it in, and just putting it wide is Michael Seton. Not very often, Hursty. Is he going to miss that one?
Yeah, that's a big warning for New Mexico United, and that was a great ball in by Quinn. Missed a lot of people, and it ended up being quite free at the back post. Suggs got the wrong side of him, and Seton will want that one back, no doubt.
9 out of 10 times he's going to bury that.
That's definitely a bullet dodge for New Mexico United. Let's see if it wakes them up at all.
Frater turns it over, looking for Sandoval. Hume. Amico now. Up top for Duke. Quinn. Orozco.
Pretty patient by Orange County here, just happy to just go from back to side there. All the defenders getting a touch and just trying to work out when they can play that ball into the forwards and find their forwards' feet or the run in behind.
Jones gets it over to Duke in the midfield, and he'll spread it. Yearwood saw it, unable to intercept. It's going to be a throw in here for Orange County.
It's pretty sloppy so far from New Mexico United. They really haven't got going. They've had that one opportunity that was offside, but other than that, they really struggle to get a hold of the ball. It's all Orange County right now. See if they can capitalize.
Yeah, and you can see Troy Lassane there on that sideline, trying to get his guys fired up as Contour gets us going once again, and Duke wasn't paying attention.
Everyone was expecting a long throw there.
Cross blocked. Got a lot of people forward right now, does Orange County. That ball over the crossbar of Cody Mizell, and it's going to be a goal kick for the home side.
Seems like the only person on the field who didn't know that it was going to be a long throw was Contour, and he was the one who had the ball. So it kind of threw everyone off. They'd thrown a lot of people into the box. Orange County there, and the ball never really found its way in there.
There's a quick look at the curse. New Mexico United's supporters group. They've done a fantastic job, I will say. Mizell sizing things up and gets it away. Sandoval wins the header, and Moar beaten to the ball by Amico. Looking for the quick throw as Weehan has to pause for just a moment. And Moar will now throw it in. Frater, and that's going to be a foul called. Aiden Quinn will be whistled for the foul and went in just a little bit late there on Moar. Just a little bit of a warning there.
A little talking to. I don't think there was anything malicious in it, but it was an interesting one, having Santi Moar take the throw in and not get the ball to Josh Suggs. But then we kind of got, New Mexico United kind of got stuck on one side of the field again. They're really struggling to get any kind of rhythm going. This is what Coach Lassane talked about, they need to be better in possession, and they really haven't had a chance to do that yet, and that's credit to Orange County.
Well, this is a pretty decent spot for a cross here with the right-footed Chris Weehan. We've seen how dangerous he is with his service. There it goes into the box, and at the back post calling for a handball. No handball given, and it's going to be a goal kick.
Suggs is adamant that there was a handball in there somewhere. That was a great ball in. There was a lot of space to aim for. Orange County held a really high line, great whipped ball in, and it does look like it maybe brushed the defender's arm there. And there you can see Josh Suggs is pretty animated that the call didn't come.
Yeah, Suggsy as well as Santi Moar, both of them appealing for a handball. Back underway here, Jerry Van Wolfgang. They'll spread it to Duke. Overlapping run there by Amico, and Duke looking to get things more centrally again. Up top, Darwyn Jones. Get it off, and nice tackle there by Rashid Tete. Gets the danger away.
See how powerful Darwyn Jones was there. I think it was Juan Pablo Guzman tried to get the ball off him and just ended up just getting brushed aside like he was a little child. It was a really good hold-up play by the big forward there.
And that foul called on number 11, Forrester, the Englishman. Free kick to New Mexico United, and they'll take it quickly. Yearwood back to Schmidt. Justin Schmidt, the local boy from right here in Albuquerque. Frater.
You can see how much New Mexico is struggling with the ball, because look how deep Kevon Frater is having to come for the ball. He's in his own half, getting touches on the ball. That's not where New Mexico United want him to have an impact on the game.
Speaking of, there he is again. That was a nice little dummy. And Frater actually runs into the ref. And now the break is on. Darwyn Jones spreads it. Seton, ball back across, and nobody there in the end to meet it. But you can see what this Orange County front line is capable of doing once they get the ball rolling there, Hursty.
Yeah, Kevon Frater did really well to a little drop of the shoulder, but found a little bit of space and then just ran straight into the outstretched arm of today's referee. Got clotheslined, and all of a sudden Orange County were off to the races in transition, and that's what Coach Seton said he was wary of. He's very wary of them in transition. A bit of a let-off there.
And, that's one thing that we did get to talk to him about, and he said, sometimes I like to go and get the game, and sometimes that's to a fault, but at the same time, they've still got to play tighter at the back. That was a great ball there. Moar in space. Santi Moore. And it's saved momentarily and cleared away off the line. And another chance for you, New Mexico United, Chris.
Great save by Frederick Dew there, and great cleanup work by Hume. He came across because Devon Sandoval had a tap in if he hadn't got to the ball there.
Look at that, and it all started with the run there by Santi Moore, really showcasing the pace.
Yeah, and the ball from Kevon Frater, we said he was dropping deeper, but yeah, when he picks passes like that, maybe it's a good thing he's coming deeper, because that was a great crossfield ball there.
Ball into the box, and a little bit of a scrum. Yearwood unleashes one and sends it over the bar.
It's probably not the guy you want that chance falling to if you're New Mexico United. Anyone else, and it's got a chance, and boy, and Yearwood, he saw his name in lights there and just lashed at it.
Forrester, nice little dink forward, and same by Darwyn Jones, but Justin Schmidt all over that one.
It's going to be an interesting battle today. Devon Sandoval against Hume in the air. Who's going to win that battle today? Could have a big impact on the game as well. Two very big physical boys.
Skyscrapers out there, especially Hume. We were down there on the pitch prior to the match, Hursty, and that is a big boy.
Yes, yeah, he's a very typical. He looks like a typical centre back, right? All arms and legs, but looks really, really strong. And you see, he won that physical duel there with Devon Sandoval, and he cleared the one off the line, so he's already having a good game.
The 6'5", 25-year-old Walker Hume, he is every bit of 6'5". Here's Frater in the midfield. Frater tried to play it forward for Moar again. And Frater going to be whistled for the foul, and he's got to be careful.
Most yellow cards in the Western Conference, Kevon Frater, and there it's almost like he got nudged as he was trying to get to the ball, and he still thought he could get there. So, I think the referee saw that and realised that there was nothing really malicious there.
Frater, one yellow away from a suspension. Again, would be his, I believe, his third on yellow card accumulation. Quinn looking to play it up over the top for Darwyn Jones, and it's going to fall for Jones, marked by Tete. Played in by Forrester and blocked. Here's Aiden Quinn. They'll spread it back to the captain, Orozco. Hume. Forrester back to Contour. Ball played in, and that's going to go straight to Mizell. And if you're wondering why the crowd just erupted, this is something that happens at every single New Mexico United home match, and it's called the Magic Minutes. So they start going crazy at 19 minutes, 12 seconds, because that's the year that the state of New Mexico was founded, and they'll stop at the 20-minute, 19-second mark because that's when they played their first game. And it's actually an idea from head coach Troy Lassane.
It's certainly a lot of games this season, even when the atmosphere, there was the game in the Wolf game where it was kind of a little wet that night and maybe the crowd was a little subdued. This tends to spark the crowd, and the crowd has a big part to play in the success of the team. They really are the 12th man.
A little bit of a scrum there in the midfield, and Orange County will come away with possession. Amico will get it into Quinn and right back. Orange County just glad to eat possession while that's going on.
They're already at nearly 60% possession, which for an away team, I can't remember an away team having that much of the ball in the lab here against New Mexico United.
Quinn. Duke. Will lay it forward. Van Wolfgang. Van Wolfgang, and very comfortable in possession.
You see how much rotation in their midfielders though. Aiden Quinn sits at the base of their midfield, and the other three guys just rotate and move wherever the space is, and they're happy to pick up the ball wherever it is and move into another space. Really hard to pick them up, and I think that's what New Mexico United is struggling with a little bit right now.
Seton lays it off, shot ripped, and not harming anybody there as it goes past Mizell's post.
That was the first time Aiden Quinn's really stepped up from the base of that midfield, and he had to go with his left foot there and didn't catch it right. It's kind of tough on the sod there where the baseball diamond is. It looks in good condition today, but it's always in the player's mind. Is it going to bobble? Is it going to roll true? So sometimes they overcompensate.
Well, and not only that, but when you're a player and you're going to shoot, you always worry about your plant foot as well. Is that going to slide?
I think that was the case the last home game. You know, the PK missed by Chris Weehan. Was he worried about his plant foot? And the Paneka by Kevon Frater. Did he mean it, or did he slip as he stepped? It's an interesting one.
I think knowing Frater,
He's going to
pretty sure he meant to do that. Handball there called against David Estrada. They'll play it short to Amico. There's Troy Lassane looking on the sideline. And Lassane, he's done a wonderful job. This is his first year as a head coach. To do what he's done with New Mexico United has been incredible. Long ball played, Seton, great save by Cody Mizell.
That's exactly what we talked about earlier on. Is it was kind of comfortable, everything was fine. One ball and Seton is just in behind it. Great save by Cody Mizell.
Mizell actually second in the league in saves, not just in the West, Chris, but in the league, and you can see why.
And that's part. I mean, obviously, great job that he does saving it, but also it's the amount of shots, unfortunately, that New Mexico United give up. He's had to be really big this season for them.
Jones in the box, and Duke unable to retain possession, stripped away by Suggs. Here's Estrada on the right side, calling for the overlap run from Yearwood, and back into the midfield to Guzman, and there's Frater again inside the center circle.
Then that Frater's done when he's come deep. Chris Weehan has gone a lot higher, and he's listed as being the centre mid, the 8, so they are interchangeable, I guess, and they've got a pretty good understanding, those two.
The clearance not exactly dealt with. Here's Moar. Moar flicks it on. And that ball played through and right into the hands of Frederick Duke.
It's starting to open up a little bit here, though. Both teams have calmed down. Orange County more so, I would say. You know, that was a big let-off from New Mexico United. Big save by Cody Mizell, but New Mexico United are having a fair share of it now.
Here's Jones. Spins off Guzman and lays it off for Seton now. Seton tees one up, and actually it looks like it's going to be a goal kick coming up here for Mizell. As Seton, you can tell, and it's hot out there, Chris. Looking at about mid-90s right now, so you can kind of see the body language of some of these players. That heat is really taking a toll.
And it's going to be interesting to see how Orange County deal with the altitude here as well. You know, they won't be used to that. And you could see Seton, as soon as he hit that shot, he looked down at the turf. And again, did it bobble? I don't think it did at roll tube, but was he overcompensating, thinking it was going to bobble? So it is definitely in the players' minds.
Well, and then you can tell whenever Mizell takes his goal kicks, about 4/5 of his line is sod, and he goes straight to that last little corner. That's part of the natural grass here of Isotopes Park. Waiting Cloutier, and sure he's hoping to see one shake the net from his guys. The side separated by just 1 point coming into today's match.
And you can see so far in the game, you can see why, right? Two very evenly matched teams going out. So is it going to be one moment of brilliance? Is it going to be one mistake that maybe changes the outlook of this game?
Schmidt back to Tete, now Guzman. Yearwood has shifted up, and now he'll get the pass there from Guzman. Weehan. Over to Suggs.
Nice little bit of possession here by New Mexico United. Moved it from side to side, just probing, seeing if they can find a little weakness to maybe break a line.
And that's a bad giveaway in the midfield. And Jones, he's forward in the box. Darwyn Jones. Darwyn Jones, and New Mexico United again dodge another bullet here, Hursty.
That's another bad giveaway. It was so comfortable for New Mexico United. They had the ball there, complete control, and it was just a lapse in concentration by Juan Pablo Guzman. Just didn't see the attack. And again, off to the races in transition, because both outside backs had gone forward, and New Mexico United were just wide open there. Yeah, and Austin Yearwood deserves credit there. He came back and stood Darwyn Jones up, forced him to take a couple extra touches that maybe he didn't want to take, and allowed other guys to just crowd him out.
And here, as you can see, that shot attempt
takes a little bobble just as it moves onto the sod there. That probably saves New Mexico United a little bit there.
Estrada chips it forward for Sandoval. Sandoval getting down to the byline. Nice little move there. Cross into the box and cleared out. Frater able to come away with possession. Mexico United will play it all the way back to Rashid Tete. Schmidt. That's a great diagonal ball there for Estrada. Here's Yearwood. Back to the veteran David Estrada. And a missed touch there by Jones. Sees New Mexico United back in possession. Guzman looking for Moar. Suggs back for Moar. Moar likes this right-footed shot. Just being harassed a little bit atop the 18. Yearwood. Here's Weehan. Weehan has a go, and it's right at Frederick Dew.
The side of Dew, and that could have been interesting. It was, he probably put it in the one spot that was very comfortable for the goalkeeper, but you can see there, Santi Moar, he hangs out way wide and tries to get himself isolated. The combination of Suggs and Moar worked really well for New Mexico United early on in the season. They're trying to rekindle that and see if they can get this left side open. Estrada doing a great job of balance on the other side. He's a little bit more defence-minded and allows the left side to just kind of go.
Contour. Now it's Seton. Challenge in the midfield, and Tete will be called for a foul. Today's referee, Luis Guardia.
the ball was there to be won. It was just Tete went a little bit over the top of the ball, and the referee called it a little bit dangerous play. I don't think there was any intent there. It was more he was moving backwards and had to spring off his feet to kind of explode onto the ball and just kind of clip the top of the ball. I think that's why it ended up getting called. But this is similar to the New Mexico United free kick earlier. There's a lot of space to put that ball.
Forster and Quinn lining up, and it's Forster that'll bend it into the box. Hume gets ahead on it, but it looks like they're going to whistle Hume for the foul.
Looks like Hume took that one in the face. Cody Mizell signaling that maybe it's a head injury. It looks like he took it off the nose instead of the forehead there. It's going to be a sore one.
And we have reached the 30th minute, so it is time for a hydration break here. As I said, temperatures here in Albuquerque in the mid-90s here on this September 1st afternoon. A little bit out of the ordinary, Hursty, but what have you seen so far here from Orange County? Orange
County very, very comfortable on the ball, and their midfield four, they play a 4-4-2 diamond, but really the only one that's in that diamond is Aidan Quinn. He sits at the base there and just tries to dictate stuff from that base of the diamond, and then the other three guys are given license to change and swap and move into wherever they see the space. New Mexico United are having a tough job right now of picking up those runners and working out where those runners are. But having said that, the best chances have come in transition, and that's with New Mexico United being careless in possession. So they need to clean that up, otherwise you keep giving Orange County chances, they're going to put one of them away.
How's that for a TIFO?
That's
that
awesome.
is incredible. Fair dues to the fans up here in Albuquerque, showing up in droves as always this hot September afternoon. But on the other side for New Mexico United, Chris, they've had some good chances in the boxes, just can't seem to find the back of the net.
Yeah, it's that final pass, right? It's just not quite working.
Real quick, let's go ahead and take a look around the league. Phoenix Rising, Blaking, Colorado Springs, 3-0. Austin Bold, Rio Grande Valley going to be taking the field a little bit later today. Reno falls to Portland Timbers 2, 3-1. Los Dos, victorious over Sac Republic, 1-0. And in the East, we've got Tampa Bay falling to Nashville, 2-1. And Tulsa knocking off Fresno, 2-1. Couple of surprising results there.
There's a few, and there's another one that wasn't this. Friday night, we all know the result where I tweeted out what is going on in the Western Conference. San Antonio, who just beat New Mexico 5-0 last week, losing 5-1 to the Basement Boys Tacoma. I don't think they're at the bottom anymore, but yeah, it's unbelievable. It just proves that anyone in this conference, it is the Wild West. Anyone could beat anyone in this league right now. It's crazy. It makes for exciting though.
So one thing to take note here, Chris, of this first-year franchise in New Mexico is that the way that this community supports this team, New Mexico United leading the league in attendance here. I think they're just over 13,000 average. We've seen them a couple of times here at the lab go over 15,000, which is a complete sellout. They had to stop selling tickets, so it's just been absolutely incredible the way that the community has really embraced this team.
And it is the whole state as well. You hear, you see on social media people who drive from Roswell, from Las Cruces, from Santa Fe, from all over the state, and they come down here to support their New Mexico United. So it really is the whole state, you know, and that's huge, and huge credit goes to the front office for that.
Back underway here as Mizell gets us started. Hume, get it over to Contour. Jones.
We do a little special shout out for Coach Lassane, still suited and booted in this weather. It's a little humid today. You can see some storms kind of bubbling up over the mountains here, and he's still suited and booted, so I'm not sure if the hydration break was just for him.
Now, one of the sharpest dressed gaffers in the league. I know the league did a poll on best dressed managers, and this ball gets through, and it's Dew coming forward to claim that one, but a foul going to be called, and this is a dangerous area for a free kick here for, well, no, let's see what's going on.
I think that was great refereeing there. He waited to see if there was any advantage before pulling it back. He wanted to see if Chris Weeham was going to get on the end of it. and and when there was no advantage, he's pulled it back.
And that is a yellow card for Orozco. That Seton yellow card was issued to Michael Orozco of Orange County. So it looks like Chris Wehan setting up to take this one. And this angle is a little bit tough here, Chris. You can't necessarily cross it at an angle, and it's kind of going to be hard to beat the keeper from here. What do you think Bees is going to do?
I think he's going for goal, the way he's looking at it. But, he either has to change the angle to get a cross in, so if there's going to be a runner from someone, or he's just going straight for goal. Now, I'm guessing it looks the way he's standing. He's doing the Ronaldo stance right there, so he fancies it.
And there it is. Chris Wehan, and it's parried away by Frederick Dew. And Wehan saw that upper corner, and he said, why not?
That looked like that ball was moving a lot in the air there. Yeah, it was moving around, so the keeper did the smart thing and just tipped it over his crossbar.
Now a corner for New Mexico United. As you see, that's a great save there by Frederick Dew.
Great two hands.
Ball into the box, flicked on, and Frater going to have to chase it down at the far side. He does. Cross back in by Guzman. Header, subs, and it's just wide.
Great job by Kevon Frater to not allow that ball go out for a throw in and recycle it, and an early ball in by Juan Pablo Guzman into the back post, and Suggs was pretty much unmarked, but it was from quite a ways out, so it would have to be something special to beat the goalkeeper from that distance with his head.
Here's Orozco, the captain, on a yellow card. Dew will spread it over to Hume. Ball played forward. Schmidt on top of that one. Schmidt will spin free. It's Justin Schmidt once again. Now fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games per year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks. Here's Wehan atop the box, thought about it, spreads it out to Estrada. As I was saying, 19 games a year featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club here on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Also, Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. And Yearwood just unable to control that, and it's going to go out for a throw-in to the visitors. Orozco. Here's Hume. Ball chipped forward, nobody there. Miscommunication between Contour and I believe that was Jones.
You see how high Jones and Seton, they're always trying to work the last defender, see if they can get in behind, play off shoulders, looking for that space in behind as much as possible.
Wehan going in with a header there. You can see the jersey being tugged, and there's the foul call on Jerry Van Wolfgang. Tete, the Ghanaian, gets it over to Frater, the Jamaican. truly a mixed bag when it comes to this team here. And here's Seton, and has it stolen away there by Weehan, and Mizell will clear the danger. Orozco comes forward, and that ball chipped forward right back to Mizell.
It's a little, what's the word? It's not a great game right now, is it? It's
discombobulated, I'd say, a little out of sorts.
It really is. It's both teams now, they're kind of just, seems like they're just waiting for half time to kind of get in, get reorganized, and work out what it is that they need to do to change this game. My feeling is Chris Weehan for New Mexico United, they've got to try and find a way to get him involved closer to the forwards, get him higher up the field. When he's involved in an attacking sense, normally good things happen, especially with recent form.
Amico will get it over to Hume. Amico, get it back to Hume. Here's Dew.
Seems like New Mexico United just happy to allow Orange County to have the ball in this area. They're really not pressing too high and just more worried about the ball in behind. So it's an interesting one, because at some point Orange County is going to get one of these chances right, going to get one of these runs right. They're going to break the offside trap, whatever it is. You know that you worry that that's what's going to happen if you're New Mexico United. They're going to get one of them right. You know, the forwards are too explosive to allow that ball to be played in too often. And yeah, right now you can just see the two guys up top for New Mexico United. They don't know whether to step or whether to stay. Got lucky there as well. Darwyn Jones was in there if Seton had heard the call.
And that foul is going to be charged to Forrester, and Estrada is down for New Mexico United.
Coach for Orange County is trying to plead innocence there, but I don't see any way that that's not a foul.
No, he totally ran him over from behind there. And the veteran Estrada looks to be okay, just walks it off there. Moore to Suggs, now Weehan. Suggs, another local New Mexican down south in Las Cruces. Ball into the box, Sandoval! And just unable to get good contact with it. And again, another good chance for New Mexico United.
Looks like the AR's giving it just offside there, but yeah, that might be the way that they can unlock them is just getting out in behind the outside backs who do play high like what we spoke about, and then if they can get the right ball into the box. Kevon Frater, Chris Weehan, Devin Sandoval have enough to cause trouble there. If that wasn't offside, it seems like you've got to push in the back.
Yeah,
it would be interesting if he wasn't off. Would it have been called a PK? It's an interesting one. The defender took a risk there.
Yeah, it did look like Orozco did have a hand on his back, and Orozco's got to be careful. He's already on a yellow. It's not what you'd like to see from your captain in the first 45.
When he pushed there, he didn't know it was offside either. So that was he took his life in his own hands there.
Hume, diagonal ball. Played for Amico. Here's Quinn. that ball goes back into the curse.
And Wolfgang had just sat up nice from there, so he decided to have a pop with it, and it was on the nice bit of grass, so he could really get his full body behind it there. Just sailed over. Cody Mizell not really bothered, didn't look too worried at all.
Mizell will send it long. Sandoval comes up, but unsuccessful. New Mexico United in possession anyway. We are now into stoppage time, and stoppage time is brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. We're in the orange zone now. Ball deflected by Jones, and we've got 3 minutes here for stoppage time in this first 45. Suggs. Boy, and I bet either side are really looking to find the back of the net before the break. What a big swing of momentum that would be.
Huge, because right now I feel like, both coaches are going to have some. I think Orange County, he's going to be a lot happier right now. They've had the bulk of the possession. They've created some very good chances. Found Cody Mizell to be in some great form. And, Coach of the Saints probably quite happy that New Mexico United, they really haven't played to their strengths, which is possessing the ball, moving it quickly, setting the tempo, but they've still managed to carve out a couple of chances. So he's probably going to focus more on, can we get the ball speed right, can we get the possession right at half time, going into the second half, and know that at least the guys are still going to create chances. They're still able to create chances.
Well, and then too, one thing we have seen here with these home matches for New Mexico United, and you touched on it earlier here in this first half, is the altitude. Especially for these West Coast teams that, they play on the coastline at sea level, you really start to see that setting in around the 65th, 70th minute. So it'll be interesting to see the way this match develops as we go forward.
And we said Orange County, they've won the last 2 games.
Yeah.
But, their last away game, they lost 2-1 to Tacoma Defiance. They've only won 1 game all season. That was way back in April against Colorado Switchbacks. They won 2-0 then. And they've only won 1 game all season away from home. So, while they're comfortable right now and the team looks settled and they're comfortable, but it's, I wonder if that starts playing on their mind when they've played this well and they're still not able to carve out a lead in this game. Interesting, Daniel Bruce is going through a pretty rigorous warm-up on the far side there. I remember David Estrada took a knock earlier on, so it'll be interesting to see if he comes out for the second half.
Speaking of taking a knock, I believe that's Forster lying on his back on the pitch there. He kind of tried to clear it. It looked like he got his boot really high, and it looked like he may have just tweaked a hammy there. You can see that's what the trainer is grabbing. So there are a couple guys warming up there behind the Orange County bench. Be interesting to see if he's replaced and who replaces him, but that's definitely not a good sight if you're an Orange County supporter.
He's an important player. Forster's an important player for Orange County, and if it is a hamstring, that's one thing that you cannot run off. So he's 58 crosses so far. He's one of the 4 assists, 1 goal, but he's so important to the way that they want to play. Like that front 4 really are really important to the way that Orange County like to play. Explosive going forwards, always looking to stretch the field. So hopefully he can run that off for those guys.
And he's standing there on the touchline. Looks like he is back in. Schmidt gets it up to Moore. We've exhausted the 3 minutes of stoppage time, but imagine we'll probably get another given that injury there. There's Guzman. Now Tete looking for Estrada. And Thirsty, I think you're right. I think we may be seeing Daniel Bruce coming on for David Estrada. And Estrada looking a little slow right now. And that's the end of the first 45 here at the Lab in Albuquerque. Both teams deadlocked, 0 goals apiece. We're going to go ahead and step aside. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
you search joke? 3 smart devices walk into a bar.
A bar is a counter where beer is served. Beer. Ultra is a beer free of artificial colors or flavors.
Favors are friendly gestures, like ordering a beer.
I will have one. No, your operating system is not old enough.
Ha, ha.
Ha.
There's enough artificial in the world. Michelob Ultra. No artificial colors or flavors. Superior light beer.
That is a good one.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. As we went to the break, 0 goals apiece, but as an organization, New Mexico United strives to be a huge part of the community. Earlier this season, they got to spend some time with some very special kiddos. Let's take a look.
We've got Cody Mizell over here playing with Armando. They're playing a high level of checkers. As you can see, Cody's playing a more defensive strategy, and Armando is playing a more intellectual, a little bit more thought out process here. Looks like Cody's in a tough spot. I think these two have been on the sticks for 3 games in a row. I'm not really sure. But Ben's been struggling quite a bit. He's kind of just getting rotated in and out. High level, to be fair, super high level.
Best snow cones in all New Mexico. Here we get the cup here, a little triangular cup to put in the ice. Gotta be careful, not let it slip. And so then we give it to the finishing touches over here. My big man, Def.
Who's that? What flavor do you want?
Flavor.
You got a lot of Blue?
Devin just puts the finishing touches just like he always does, you know?
I like that.
Okay. Blue? Alright. There you go. What do you say? You're welcome, buddy.
Child-like programs provide social and emotional support to children, education during the course of a hospitalization. The visit that the soccer team has offered us takes us outside of the trials and tribulations of hospitalization and just brings some kind of normalcy to their life. And of course, with who you all are, it was just a huge, easy event to prepare for, and I look forward to more.
Both?
I'm surprised nobody's asked for every single flavor.
I know. Mix it up.
Yeah, just get every single flavor.
I think in everything that we want to do, we want to be able to give back to the community, you know, through the way that we play, you know, on the field, but more importantly off the field. This city, this state is so much more than, you know, just playing soccer. It's about investing in the community, being in the community. To be able to have this opportunity to invest in the community that we love, that support us, is one that we always want to take in stride. Presbyterian's been great for us in the city of New Mexico, city of Albuquerque, and the state of New Mexico has been incredible. So any chance we can get to come out and provide a service, we want to make sure that we're doing it with everything that we can.
Torre will shoot. He will score. Kevon Frater. Let's just say that you walked in. Oh, something! Something's done it! Oh my goodness! Lubin, what a save! Outstanding individual effort. They stand together.
Powers delivery.
Goes it out! The beauty! 50 to Compton.
Garcia puts it in there, back of the net.
Trying to find Chang. Does the volley, and that one batted out.
Into the penalty area. Rito, near post finish.
What a goal! They have this long win streak going, but it's because they're taking care of opportunities as this strike goes up and in.
How about Ferris? How good is this?
So whistled all the way across, headed on frame, tipped over the bar and cleared out by Levine.
Here's Johnson. Saw the goal momentarily. Shot taken by Poco! Scored! He's got the brace.
Oh, it's saved by Lorendi. Puts it back. Fires a shot, trickles on and in. Charlie Dennis back the other way down the right flank, takes it himself.
Slides it into the 18. That ball's touched into the back of the net. And no room to turn, but Bergen! What a strike!
But here's Joe Gallardo now coming forward. Gallardo still on the ball. Gallardo takes a shot, it's pushed away.
Ball is loose inside the 18. Moshamani comes over, shot, stop made by Aviles. Silva will have a hit! Oh, good save by Majimadu. From the moment he left his boot, it looked destined for goal. On the N4. Hesitates, fires, and finds the back of the net.
Welcome back here to Isotopes Park in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst. And Chris, it was an entertaining first half, but before we get into any of that, let's have a look at these Western Conference standings. Again, Phoenix Rising far and ahead above the rest of everybody else, already clinched a playoff berth, but second all the way down to, pretty much, I think, 11th, 12th. None of that is really out of reach, and that was something that head coach Troy Lesesne told us, when we talked to him earlier this week. But, look how jumbled this table is. You've got a handful of teams here that could, they could shift positions from fourth to out of the playoff picture in the matter of 90 minutes.
Yeah, and Coach Lesesne said that while New Mexico United have been going through a bit of a rough patch, with no win in 4, nothing's really changed. They're still in amongst it, And looking at the live table, with a tie, New Mexico United have actually jumped up to 9th already, So that's how close it is. Where these every single point matters right now, and New Mexico United are probably guilty of tying a few games earlier on in the season. That's maybe going to come back to bite them, but they've got a lot of home games coming up here, and they'll hope that they'll be able to turn some of those 1-point games into 3-point games.
Yeah, I mean, that was one thing, that Troy Lesesne said in reference to those 3-point games. That's what he said. He looks at every game from here on out as a 3-point opportunity, and if you don't get those 3 points, that's an opportunity lost. So here are some stats here. As you can see, a lot of shots, no goals. Each team with a couple of shots on target, United with 3 on target. But the possession numbers is what's really interesting here, Chris. You can see nearly 56% for the visitors. So really unusual for an outside team to come in to the lab and dominate possession like that.
And I think that a lot of that's down to how wary New Mexico United are of the pace up top of Orange County. They're so worried about the counter or the space in behind the net pace that they have attacking wise, that they're playing with the handbrake on right now. So it'll be interesting to see if Coach Lesesne says at halftime to just kind of open it up a little bit and try and take some risks and see where that takes them.
Well, and you touch on it there. It kind of seems like both of these clubs are playing not to lose tonight, and eventually one of them are going to have to go out and get it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you got to say Orange County, before the game, if they could come in here and said that they could take a point, I'm sure they would have taken it, because it's a tough place to come. This crowd, it's rowdy, the curses in full voice, the altitude, the heat. It really is a tough place to come. So I'm sure that they'd be happy right now with 0-0, despite the chances they've created. So
we're going to look around once again at these out-of-town scores, and no shock there with Phoenix Rising beating the Colorado Springs Switchbacks 3-0, Chris. It's been somewhat of a tough season for the Switchbacks. Looking down, though, Reno falling to T2. That's a little bit of a head-scratcher, as well as the one at the far bottom on the left side. LA Galaxy to Los Dos going up to take the 3 points there from Sacramento Republic. And you know how storied of a club Sac Republic are, and they really are the benchmark for a lot of these clubs in the Western Conference. although Phoenix Rising in years past has, kind of set that bar a little bit higher. Elsewhere, kicking off a little bit later today, Austin Bold hosting Rio Grande Valley Toros. That's going to be a good one. Tulsa pulling a victory over Fresno. That one's shocking as well. 2-1. The Foxes falling there to the Roughnecks. And then in the East, Tampa Bay falling to Nashville SC. And you touched on it on Friday night. There was another decent result as well.
It just shows like this league this year is so tight where you think you've got it worked out with who the best and who's going to be near the bottom, and then it really is. It's Phoenix Rising at the top, Tacoma at the bottom, and then it's just a big club in the middle. It really is. But then obviously Tacoma going and knocking off San Antonio the other day was huge. I mean, and that's huge for the other teams. When Coach Lassane was talking about, yes, every game's worth 3 points, but if you're playing other teams in and around you as well, it almost goes to that cliche of it being a 6-point game, because not only do you get 3 points, but they don't have the opportunity. It's another game that they can't get 3 points, because it almost turns into a 6-point swing.
We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be back with the second half coming up soon.
Let's all experience something together. This beer, so pure you can taste it. Michelob Ultra Pure Gold. Beer in its organic form.
In China as an entrepreneur, building a consumer-focused business there, living in Shanghai. I'm Jonathan Crane, I'm CEO of Crane Shares. I started to see some very major growth trends happening in China. I saw an opportunity to launch Crane Shares, an ETF company that would really help U.S. and global investors better understand how to invest in China.
Crane Shares in New Mexico United dare to go where others have not.
Hey, where's Roush and Justin?
I don't know, bro.
Yo, this is crazy. Y'all gotta come check this out. Come on, come on.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we were about to get the second half underway, but we have now entered a lightning delay. We've had a lightning strike within 30 miles of the stadium, within 10 miles of the stadium, so it looks like we're pushing kickoff back for at least another 9 minutes here, Chris, as part of safety. So while we've got a little bit of time, we touched on it just a little bit there. in the first 45. But how about these crowds out here, Chris? It's just been amazing. You know, the traditions that they have as far as the New Mexico Minute. You know, the Curse has their sort of traditions. What are some of your favorite things that you've seen out here so far?
I mean, it's one, how much they've just encaptured all the, you know, there's so many different kinds of people here, right? It's not just soccer people. There's people who've never been to soccer games, and they come, you know, it's an experience coming to one of these games. Like, for instance, the Meow Wolf night, it was an experience, something that's never been done, I'm guessing, at a soccer game before. You know, I saw a T-Rex running around
a couple of
the
them
concourse. Yeah, you know, so it's one of those where it's just something completely different, and you don't have to be a soccer person to be able to come and enjoy one of these games. You know, my family comes and enjoys the games, and that's part of the brilliance of it. And they really have appealed to the whole city, where the city's really embraced what this is about. But yeah, the traditions, like the Curse, like to go from 5 guys when it was season tickets and you had to check a box, were you interested in being part of the supporter group, and 5 guys did it. And the front office put those 5 guys in a room together with a couple of drinks, and the Curse was born. And it's grown to, you know, what is it, like 300 members now.
Yeah, it's been nothing short of incredible, and I've been able to travel, you know, to some away matches and be part of the Curse, and it's incredible, you know, and for these people here in New Mexico, this is something that they've needed. Whether they knew it or not, this is something they've needed.
For sure, especially with, you know, this year it was well publicized, the fact that UNM soccer men's program was disbanded and was taken away. This has been the perfect thing at the perfect time for New Mexico and Albuquerque in particular.
So we've got some highlights here from the first half of play. Let's go ahead and have a look at some of those. It was an entertaining first half, no goals to show for, but here's Moar sliding it ahead to Weehan, and that was a very nice save there by Frederick Dew there, Hursty.
It was a great save. It turns out it was offside, but that was the first time in the match that New Mexico United actually managed to string a few passes together.
And this one, New Mexico United really dodging a bullet. Michael Seton just sending the header wide. And I said it during the run of play, but he's going to make that header 9 times out of 10. Really, really got to tighten up at the back there.
Yeah, that was a big let-off for New Mexico United early on in the game, and you know, that's something that they've maybe been guilty of in the past, is not being great defending corners and crosses. So it was interesting. It was a good wake-up for them early on in the game.
And this one, maybe a handball. You know, we've seen the replay a couple of times. I don't see it very clearly, although there is quite a few bodies in the box. But, you know, Devin Sandoval, Santi Moar, Josh Suggs, they saw it. They were appealing to the official for one. And this, how about this clearance there by Hume?
Yeah, and he was the guy who they thought handballed it as well, you know, so he had a big few minutes there, but that was great because Devin Sandoval smelled a goal there. He thought he was in.
Here's Seton once again getting forward, and Mizell coming out to make a big, big stop. You know, either side could really have a couple of goals at this point right now.
Yeah, and that was a great save by Mizell. He was quick off his line, and you got a feeling that he's probably going to have to do that a couple more times today at least.
So deadlocked here at the break, 0-0. We're going to step aside for just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, where's Roush and Justin?
I don't know, bro.
Yo, this is crazy. Y'all gotta come check this out. Come on, come on.
coming back.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Albuquerque, New Mexico. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst. And, before we went to break, we were talking about some traditions that we've got going on here. Well, one of them we slightly touched on, and that's monsoon season. Here, late summer, we usually see some late afternoon, early evening storms coming in, and that's exactly what's going on here today. We've had a lightning strike within 10 miles of the stadium, so we are currently in a 30-minute lightning delay. We are scheduled, hopefully, to get things underway here shortly, but again, we are at the mercy of Mother Nature here, and once this storm moves a little bit further away.
The worrying thing is right now it doesn't look like anything's moving too fast either, so it's unfortunate we might be here for a while, so maybe, we might have to tell some bad jokes or something,
Do you have any?
No, I don't. I really don't.
The crowd, though, not going anywhere. They're here for the black and yellow. Obviously, very excited. It's a nice crowd once again on hand today. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe somewhere around 11, maybe 12,000. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, it's filled in nicely, and that's the one thing about the lab is it really does, it fills in. Whenever games start, it always looks like it's going to be a bit of a sparse crowd, but man, the crowds come thick and fast once the game gets going.
And I think what you're seeing right now on your screen is the perfect picture of a New Mexico United fan. As you were kind of saying, it's a big melting pot of people here, and I think when you melt everybody together, that's what you get.
It's an experience, right? Like it really is an experience, and it's not just what's going on the field, and obviously Las Vegas have all that stuff that goes on off the field as well, and the thing that's different about New Mexico United from Las Vegas is that it's more the fans that create that that experience, the difference. They're really involved in what makes this experience different to other soccer venues.
Well, and not just that, but the players and the technical staff, they feel that as well. I know head coach Troy Lesane, he's been disappointed with some of our previous results here recently, especially when you're playing in front of 15,000 people and you only come out with 1 point. Obviously you feel like it's a letdown when you're a player.
For sure, and he brought up an interesting point at the end of the last game when there was 15, the record 15,500 here. That actually raises the level of the opposition as well, because they want to do everything to quieten down the crowd and really put it to them, So it's interesting that it's a blessing and it's probably a little bit of a curse, no pun intended. That it raises the game of the opposition as well. So that's an issue that, down the stretch here we've got so many home games, we're going to have to overcome that.
There, an old reference to Looney Tunes, Bugs Bunny, and you can see just with the TIFO there blowing, you can see the weather conditions that are being dealt with there outside by this. But the fans, as I said, they are unbothered and steadfast. And, I think we might have to, if worse comes to worse, I don't know if we're going to be able to get people out of here, Chris.
It's a great place to play. It's a beautiful place to play, really, isn't it? But you can tell, we can feel it. We've got the window in the booth here, and we can feel the cooler air creeping in here, because it was hot when we took that walk around the field before kickoff earlier. Really hot down the pitch level, and it does seem like it's cooling up a little bit. That might actually help the game a little bit, because it's been a very cagey affair so far. The chances have come more from mistakes than from good play. So it'll be interesting to see if the conditions, now that they've cooled down a little bit, once we get back out, will that help improve the play a little bit?
Now, and you're talking about improving play. Now, more specifically, if you're the coach for Orange County, if you're Braden Cloutier, what are you telling your guys in the locker room right now to get them ready to come out and hopefully turn this into 3 points?
I think they'll be the happy. Orange County will be the happy, because they've not capitalized. They've caused New Mexico United into some mistakes, forced them into some mistakes where you just haven't found the finishing touch. They're going towards the scoreboard in the second half where there's no SAR in that, so they'll be a little bit more sure-footed maybe, a little bit more confident in what they do attacking-wise. That's it, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. They really are keeping the ball quite well. We saw the possession stats earlier on, they're 55%. They're controlling the game, they really are. Aiden Quinn in the middle of the park is having a very good game. Yeah, the one thing they could probably change is could they go forwards a little quicker, because I think that while New Mexico's very wary of the space in behind, it's still there, and those forwards clearly worry New Mexico United.
Now, Chris, that's what Orange County should do. Now, if you're Troy Lesane for the home side, what are you telling your guys? Because, you know, obviously it seems like a little bit of a flat first half.
The ball. The ball's the most important thing on the field. They have to start valuing the ball, possessing the ball, and moving the ball a whole lot quicker. It's been very disjointed in that first half. I can remember only a handful of times when New Mexico United had managed to string more than 3, 4, 5 passes together. And one time that they did that, they still gave it away only 30 yards from the goal. So it's the areas of the field where they play. They're playing a little too deep with the ball. Can they play, get Devon Sandoval, get Kevon Frater, get Chris Weehan, get Santi Moore on the ball further up the field, and get those guys flying and take the shackles off. I understand why they've maybe been a little reserved because of what OC can do going the other way, but can they allow the players to play with a little bit more freedom so they can create some chances for themselves?
And would you make any changes? I know we saw David Estrada maybe suffered a little bit of a knock. We saw Daniel Bruce warming up. What changes might you make?
Yeah, I mean, that's an obvious one. You know, in midfield, is there Juan Pablo Guzman has really struggled to find the game, and he's the one who really makes Mexico United tick in there. He collects the ball off the goalkeeper, off the centre-backs, and plays that first pass forwards, but he hasn't been able to do that. He's given the ball away in some bad areas. So is that somewhere where maybe Tony Soler or Sam Hamilton can drop into the 6 or something like this? There's a game where you want to try and do that, where he hasn't played there for a while. He's been mostly a centre-back. It's going to be interesting, but I think I'd be very surprised if you don't see Daniel Bruce coming on for David Estrada, because it really seemed like maybe this extended half-time would help Estrada to shake that knock off. Or, you know, maybe we'll just see Brucey straight away from the start of the second half. Yeah,
and, you know, looking at this game day 18 here for New Mexico United, you don't have very many options to bring in to replace Guzman. I mean, we've seen Tony Soler there. We've seen Tommy Madden. But to be fair, we haven't seen those guys a whole lot, you know, and that is large part because Salim Muhammad has been there, but obviously Muhammad is suspended here for this match on a red card. So a little bit thin there for New Mexico United at the number 6.
Tony Soler's come in and he just find that there was the 2-game stretch where he came off the bench and gave away 2 PKs in 2 games. One of them slightly unfortunate, we'll say. But yeah, I mean, you know, is that in Coach Lassaine's mind when he's thinking about that substitution or not? You know, and let's say, is it make a change for Juan Pablo Guzman, or is it allow him to do what he normally does? Is he being asked to do something slightly different, stay a little deeper to try and counter that pace up top? So does Coach Lassaine take the shackles off and allow him to do what he normally does?
So we're going to step aside for just a quick minute. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching USL Championship right here on ESPN+.
What do you know about all the filth that's going on here, huh?
Hey, where's Roush and Justin?
I don't know, bro.
Yo, this is crazy. Y'all gotta come check this out. Come on, come on.
We didn't start this for just one city. We aren't doing this for just one person. We're doing this for all of New Mexico. For every New Mexican. In everything we do, we are New Mexico United.
Hey, where's Roush and Justin?
I don't know, bro.
Yo, this is crazy. Y'all gotta come check this out. Come on, come on.
Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. Tyler Ortega here alongside Chris Hurst, coming to you from Isotopes Park here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And if you're wondering why our halftime is going on so long, well, it's because we're in a lightning delay. There was a lightning strike within a 10-mile radius here of Isotopes Park, so we are on a lightning delay. We're expecting to hopefully see some players out here on the pitch, and actually, as I'm saying that, I see one of the New Mexico United players come out, so should be seeing them coming out on the pitch, start warming up here in just a moment, Chris. But the last time these two teams met, Chris, it ended with 1 point apiece. It was a 2-2 draw. What else do you got for us on that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the two very different teams back then. You know, it was week 3, I believe it was, third game of the season. So it's very different teams to what they are right now. But you know, I didn't. Is this bringing up bad memories? You know, after hearing the same, it was very similar to the Tottenham Arsenal game this morning. You know, a 2-0 lead for the away team, and ended up succumbing 2-2, and a point for each team. So hopefully, you know, I'll give you a hug if you want that. I'm sorry for bringing that up, but yeah, it was an interesting game where, you know, New Mexico United, that's one of the ones that we talked about where they maybe let a 3-pointer get away from them.
So let's have a look here at the stats here at the break. 0 goals for either side, but chances haven't been lacking, Chris. 7 shots for Orange County, 2 of them on frame, 6 and 3 for New Mexico United. But the possession stat, as we've touched on, that's really, I think, the big eye-opener here. We haven't really seen very many visiting teams come into the lab and dominate possession like that, 56%.
Yeah, we've alluded to it a couple of times. I think that shows how worried New Mexico United are of that pace of the attacking group of Orange County. You know, the shots as well. You know, New Mexico United, how many of those were from open play versus how many were from set pieces? I think set pieces, unless something changes, they're going to be very important in the second half.
And you can hear a slight roar of the crowd here as the white and yellow take the pitch once again. Normally the black and yellow, but as I said, in their road kits today, donning the Crane Shares tops, are New Mexico United. You can see the curse. They're fired up. We've got 2 pole tifos in there. Here comes the gaffer, Troy Lassane, doing his signature walk and clap by in front of the curse there. And actually, that tifo crew up here in this upper deck, they had a really sweet Troy Lassane tifo a couple of weeks ago. So if you haven't seen that, go check that out on the New Mexico United social media. Got a really talented bunch up there. There's Chris Weehan. He was really the center of attention for New Mexico United on offense there in that first half, Chris.
Yeah, he's really important to the way that Coach Lassane wants the team to play. And him being involved and being more involved in an attacking sense in the second half, I feel is going to be a huge key. You know, like he missed the game in San Antonio due to sickness. The game before that against Los Dos, he scored. He obviously missed the PK. Then he had to sit on that for 2 weeks. You've got to imagine he's hungry to really impact the game here.
Yeah, and you know, he's the guy that's going to get New Mexico United going. Leads the team in assists with 5, and leads the team in key passes, chances created with 44. And I think that's twice as many as anybody else.
I'm not surprised. Like I say, you know, he kind of chops and changes. Like sometimes he plays as an 8 alongside Juan Pablo Guzman. Sometimes he's a 10. Sometimes he's straight out striker. So he really isn't an attacking player, and he's kind of being forced to play maybe a little more defensive. And that again, if we can get here, if New Mexico United can get him higher up the field, then that would be absolutely huge.
And now the number 9 here for Orange County, Michael Seton. We saw him miss a wide open header at the back post, Chris. You know, I'm sure he was ruining that chance there in the dressing room over the halftime, the extended halftime. So you know he's going to come back out more focused than ever.
Yeah, he's going to want that one back, because it was basically a free header at the back post. He gets it on target. Cody Mizell was completely rooted to the spot and couldn't have done anything about it. So that was a big let-off for New Mexico United, and you've got to imagine that Seton's been thinking about that at this extended half-time, about how, in his mind, it probably should be 1-0 at Orange County.
And Seton, he's tied for the team lead in goals with 9. He's tied with Darwyn Jones there. Also tied for assists with 4, with the 2 midfielders, Aiden Quinn, as well as Forrester there. So a very good creator as well as scorer is Michael Seton. So we see both sides out warming up, looking to get the second half here going fairly soon. What are you expecting to see from both sides here in this second half, Chris?
I'd say, you know, when we talked to Coach Lassane the other day, he said he recognises that the team's going to have to tighten up if they're going to make a run into the playoffs and then get anywhere deep in the playoffs. They have to tighten up, and so now it's about finding that balance. Can he get the balance right? So first half, I'd say New Mexico United were played within themselves, very tight, didn't want to give anything away. And for the most part, other than mistakes, they really did that. They kept Orange County at arm's length for large parts of that first half. But now he's got to find the balance, staying tight at the back, but while still creating chances. So it'll be interesting to see, because it doesn't look like there's any changes. See, David Estrada is back out there, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any changes to start the second half for New Mexico United or Orange County.
You know, and United do have some options there on the bench. Daniel Bruce, as well as Sam Hamilton. Good to see Sam back. I know he was nursing an injury, but he was back in full training this week. So it looks like Lassane perhaps content with his center back pairing of Rashid Tete as well as Justin Schmidt. But we'll see if and when Sam Hamilton gets back out on the pitch for the black and yellow.
White and yellow today, but yeah, I get what you mean. And it's interesting that Rashid Tete really got his chance due to Sam Hamilton's injury, and then he's really made that spot his own. You know, like it's up to, and Coach Lassane has done that all season. Where once people have taken their opportunity, like Daniel Bruce, he took his opportunity during the Open Cup run and he stayed in the team for a long time. So he's really loyal to guys. When he gives them a chance, if they take the chance, then he sticks with them.
So it seems we did have a change at the break, and it was for Orange County. It was number 5, Hugo Arellano. He's coming in to replace Contour over there at the wingback position. Looks like Orange County are ready. New Mexico United in a brief huddle before getting back underway. So just one change here. That substitution was brought to you by REDW CPAs and Advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. So it looks like we are ready to go here. And there's the whistle, second 45, back underway. Quinn, get it up to Duke. It looked like Suggs crashed into Darwyn Jones over there, and that's not good if you're Orange County, Chris.
Oh, it's a welcome back to the second half right there. He looks in a lot of discomfort. I've got a feeling he needs the magic sponge. I can't. His ankle he's got there. Yeah, he's rolling around in agony. The referee's going to have a word with Josh Suggs. I mean, no card. It's a way to set out the stall in the second half right there.
So a yellow there for the captain for New Mexico United. That Seton yellow card issued to Josh Suggs, number 5 for New Mexico United.
You see Josh Suggs put his hand up straight away. He knew he caught him. And it just proves that there was nothing malicious in there. He was just a little late getting there. And Darwyn Jones was just a little too fast moving the ball.
Tasty position for a free kick here.
A lot of space to aim there. High line by New Mexico United.
Sent in and sent over Meisel's crossbar. That's going to be a goal kick for New Mexico United. Meisel now does not have to worry about kicking off of the sod there. So again, that Seton yellow card issued to New Mexico United. Number 5, Josh Suggs. Here's Moar. He'll play it back to Suggs. Ladies and gentlemen, tune in to ESPN 3 on September 11th at 8:30 p.m. for an electrifying edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. High-flying Phoenix Rising FC heads to Las Vegas to meet the lights in an action-packed Western Conference showdown. See it all September 11th at 8:30 p.m. during Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN 3. Tete will get it over to Schmidt. And Frater went in carelessly. Had the ball picked away. Here's Aiden Quinn. Quinn asking for a run, and down on the ground is Darwyn Jones again.
Looks like he's still feeling that same ankle, is it? Did he get caught off the ball? I didn't see if he got caught again. He's definitely complaining, or is it from that tackle with Suggs? Is that's what's bothering him?
The official just having a quick word there with Darwyn Jones.
Locals are getting anxious. We don't like when teams come here and start trying to, in their eyes, delay and try and stop the flow of the game. They really don't like that.
And the official will go over and have a word with Austin Yearwood. Perhaps just telling him no more. It looks like we're ready to get back underway here. Yearwood with the throw-in up to Sandoval and knocked out for an Orange County throw-in. Yeah, you said it there, Chris. The home support starting to get a little bit anxious. They had to sit through an extended halftime and a little bit of a slow start here for this second half.
We'll see every restart though, New Mexico United, until they're just to prove me wrong, the commentator curse right there, but they're trying to get the ball back in play quickly, so it looks like maybe that's what they've talked about at halftime. They've talked about upping the tempo, trying to force the pace, make this altitude have some kind of effect on the game.
Duke holding off Weehan in the midfield, and Weehan comes away with it. Estrada now cleared. That was all ball. Quinn. Oh, that's a lazy pass, almost given away. Quinn has to come back in and clean up his mess. Arellano. Van Wolfgang, and Frater's got to be careful there. There's Frater, takes a shove in the back and called a foul, rightly so.
It's certainly starting to turn into what we thought maybe before the game. I looked at some of the stats, and it's two of the more penalised teams in the conference, you know, where yellow cards, Orange County have 55 so far this season, New Mexico 52. And the fouls conceded approaching 400, you know, so it was expected to be a bit of a chippy game, and it's certainly the second half has started out exactly like that. No real flow to it, but lots of physical contact, lots of tackles flying in.
Tete went on a little bit of a run, and Estrada now plays it over the top, looking for Sandoval, and Orozco does well to hold his ground.
Orozco did brilliant defending there. He just held his ground, just gave Devin Sandoval a little nudge there.
Speaking of balls over the top, there was one looking for Seton, and Meisel all over it. And both teams looking to kind of cherry pick here.
the game just suddenly got very stretched for a split second there to be really cagey, and all of a sudden they were playing the game over 110 yards.
Estrada. Over to Yearwood. Back to Guzman. Here's Sandoval. Almost lost possession, but able to get it over to Guzman, who gets it to Tete.
This is better by New Mexico United in terms of retaining the ball. It just needs to be a little quicker. It's too easy for Orange County to stay in their shape right now because the ball speed is not quite quick enough.
Frater. Looking for Suggs, but Orozco able to beat him to the ball there, and Orozco will clear the danger. Not a great clearance, but Weehan unable to possess the ball there. Forrester. He looks to be okay after picking up that knock a little bit earlier. Jones, nice turn in the box, shot, and it's a goal for Orange County. Number 7, Jerry Van Wolfgang, opens up the scoring here in the 53rd minute.
That's disappointing for New Mexico United. They've just gone through probably their best period of actually keeping the ball, and then Orange County just spring an attack, and Austin Yearwood just, David Estrada loses his man. And Wolfgang just sneaking in behind there. Austin Yearwood out of position as well, wide open at that right back position, and easily just passes it into the net. Great little finish.
That's just a training ground finish there, Hursty.
Yeah, there was no real pressure. He had all the time in the world to just pick his spot and just stroke it past Cody Mizell.
Well, now New Mexico United really have their work cut out for them here in this second half, Chris. You know, certainly looking to take home 3 points. Both sides are, and really stay in playoff contention here. Get back underway. You can hear the crowd trying to get behind their boys here in Albuquerque.
And they're just trying to possess the ball in very weird areas. You know, like Coach Seton talked about how they play in a 4-4-2 diamond, and the space is in front of their outside backs on either side of the diamond, and they've just never really tried to possess the ball right there. They're trying to play it through the middle.
Here's Frater. Here's Frater. Kevon Frater.
Frater was expecting some contact there. It's almost like he wanted the contact so he could go down, and when it didn't come, he had to keep on going, and his touch was too big there. But that's better. It's better from Kevon Frater. Can he take the team on his shoulders?
Nice little give and go there. Here's Yearwood, tries to put a cross in, and not dealt with good enough. Weehan, saved, and cleared out, not cleared out, Moar, and he sends it over.
Great reaction from New Mexico United, though. Reaction from going a goal down. They're straight away up the other end of the field, and you can see the shackles almost came off almost instantly with that goal. So you've got a feeling that this game's going to be a lot more open now. Does that play in Orange County's hands? Now New Mexico have to chase the game. There's going to be more space behind for their forwards to exploit as well. So it's going to be a really interesting next 5-10 minutes to see what New Mexico United do.
And let's see if Orange County don't take their foot off the gas a little bit after finally finding the back of the net. Typically one goal is followed by another. Here's Dew. Schmidt plays a long ball for Moar and headed away by Orozco. Frater challenging for it, possessed by Quinn. Outside of the boot pass, beautifully done. Here's Seton. He's got a couple of options in the box. He'll play it back for Forrester, and a risky but well-timed challenge there by Guzman.
It's a great tackle by Guzman. He had to get it right as well.
Forrester threads it in. Seton! And it's 2-0 to the visitors. Just like that.
It came from New Mexico United having possession outside Orange County's box, and quick break. Seton played in behind Justin Schmidt. Justin Schmidt does not want to get in a running race with this guy. Great tackle by Guzman, pops out though. Great finish by Seton, volleyed in behind there. A little optical illusion from where we are up in the booth up here, where we weren't sure at first if it hit the back of the net there, but great finish by Seton.
Yeah, and how about that outside of the boot pass there from Aiden Quinn? That was beautifully done to free him up going down that right flank.
That was a great ball, and that was the transition ball that absolutely killed New Mexico United because they were just completely out of shape then.
Yeah, and you know, that is something that Troy Lesesne did say. You know, sometimes they do like to get too far forward in attack, and it does leave them exposed at the back. And now you're in a hole here at home, 2-0, with 35 minutes left to go. What does New Mexico United have to do here, Chris, to at least pull a point out of this today?
They have to go for it now. I mean, 2-0 down, they have to go for it. They have to give this crowd something to cheer for. But I tell you what, special mention to Forrester there. Little cheeky nutmeg pass into Seton's path. Just waited for the defender to open his legs, and yeah, it was a great little ball, great assist by Forrester there.
Dangerous Paul played forward there for Estrada, but unable to control that. And it looks like we do have a substitution here for you. It's going to be Manny Padilla replacing Austin Yearwood. That substitution was brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity.
People might think that that's a defensive move, but that really is an attacking move. Manny Padilla is a very attacking outside back, so that's and you know, that's where the first goal came from as well. So we're not sure whether that's why Coach Lesesne pulled him as well, where it was Austin Yearwood given anything at both ends of the field. He wasn't really attacking, and he got caught out defensively as well. So now Manny Padilla in there. See if we can open up this right side.
And Manny Padilla, you know, you said it, he's more of an offensive-minded substitution. He's got a wand of a right foot there, Hursty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Where'd you get that saying from? Huh? Yeah, I believe he was there. He put the cross in for Santi Moa's goal when these two teams met back in March, April, wasn't it? Yeah. And,
yeah.
You know, Santi Moa doesn't score many goals with his head. That's how good the cross from Padilla was.
Estrada dispossessed there by Arellano. Here's Seton. Already got 1 goal so far. Certainly looking to add to his tally. 10 goals on the year now for Michael Seton, the first Orange County player to crack double digits.
Might be going into another lightning delay here, is it?
So no official word yet, but the way that the players are walking off the pitch, it does look like we may be in for another lightning delay. And there you see, that's a vicious cloud coming in here from the east. Just east of Albuquerque.
This might be a blessing for New Mexico United, a chance for Coach Lesesne to rally the troops. It's been 2 sucker punches there right after a long half time, and he really needs to get hold of his guys, and they need to come back from this delay and see if they can get a foothold in the game.
We're going to step aside for just a moment. We'll be right back here at the lab in Albuquerque. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen. We are in another lightning delay. We had a lightning strike within a 10-mile radius here of Isotopes Park. So for those of you watching on Estrella TV, we will be getting back to your regularly scheduled programming. For those of you tuned in here on ESPN Plus, we're going to step aside. We will rejoin the match as soon as we are ready to go. Sit tight. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to Albuquerque, New Mexico, Isotopes Park. My name's Tyler Ortega, joined here by Chris Hurst. And, well, if you think we've been on a long time, it's because we have. We've gone through multiple lightning delays here. That means there have been lightning strikes within a 10-mile radius of the stadium here. So looking to get back underway here in about the next 2 or 3 minutes. So while we've got just a second, let's go ahead and get through some of these. Select. They are the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit selectsportamerica.com. And don't forget, fans, tune in to ESPN 3 on September 11th at 8:30 p.m. for an electrifying edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. High-flying Phoenix Rising FC heads to Las Vegas to meet the lights in an action-packed Western Conference showdown. See it all September 11th at 8:30 p.m. during Wednesday Night Soccer on ESPN 3. Also, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the Championship and League One will remain with the leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year will be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Well, Hursty, both sides out onto the pitch before we were rudely interrupted there by Mother Nature. OC banged in 2 goals pretty quickly here. So let's see if that lightning delay maybe slowed them down or if they're just ready to pick back up on the front foot where they were.
You've got to imagine that lightning delay came at a pretty good time for New Mexico United, just purely because they were rattled. They were clearly rattled that those 2 goals came in quick succession. And, you know, it gives Coach Lesane a chance to really get into the guys and work out what they need to do to change the flow of this game. Obviously, during the lightning delay, Daniel Bruce has come on for David Estrada. So now the whole right side has changed for New Mexico United.
Yeah, you mentioned that substitution, and that was brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. So it looks like our official Luis Guardia is ready to get things back underway here. Daniel Bruce, the Englishman, coming on. And we are back underway there as Santi Moar plays it back to Frederick Dew. Well, Chris, just over 30 minutes left in this match. How do you think these teams are going to respond to that very long delay?
I mean, it's hard to tell, right? Like I say, hopefully it's a good time for New Mexico, but we'll see. But Orange County have come flying out the blocks here.
Moar knocks that one out, and it's going to be a throw-in here for Orange County. You know, and if you're Orange County, I don't think that break could have come at a worse time after you've just scored 2 goals in succession. Now you've really got to work to find that continuity once again, but really showing no signs of slowing down are the men in orange down there.
We made a joke earlier on about the Arsenal-Spurs game, right, about 2-2, and I'm sure Coach Lesane is bringing up that New Mexico United in the reverse fixture in Orange County were 2-0 up and ended up tying the game 2-2. So it's not, you know, I'm sure that's what New Mexico United are hanging their hopes on right now.
Duke plays it in, headed out by Rashid Tete. It's going to be another throw in here for Orange County. Gets it into Seton. Little give and go there with Duke. Seton looks to play it across, but there's the substitute. Just came in, Daniel Bruce. Nice footwork there by Justin Schmidt as well. Moar unable to control that, and that there, right there from Santi Moar has kind of been a microcosm of today's match for New Mexico United.
For sure, the good, the bad, and the ugly within 10 seconds there. Justin Schmidt, cool and calm under pressure. I'm not sure I'd be that calm in my own 18-yard box, followed by Santi Moar lashing the ball out of play. It's, like you said, it's been exactly the story, the tale of the tape for New Mexico United today.
Guzman spreads it over to Padilla. He's got Bruce ahead of him. He's looking to play Frater. Finds Frater in the 18. Kevon Frater. A lot of contact. Frater tried to cross it, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. I think that was a good no call there by the official. obviously the local fans, the Boo Birds are coming out.
Yeah, they were both, 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. They were both at it, so I think that was a good no call by the referee there.
Dew will send this one away. United with new options here on this right side for this final 30 minutes with Padilla and Bruce. So that's 2 substitutes in. We'll see if Troy Lusane is looking to make a third. Padilla. Throw into Schmidt. Moar in space. And this is where he's most dangerous. Opts not to go for the run from Suggs. Here's Moar. Thought about it. Frater atop the 18 has it picked away. Here's Guzman now. Left that pass just a little short. Not enough weight on that ball there, Hursty.
That's Juan Pablo Guzman a few times today. He's left passes that have really cost New Mexico United. The first half there was a chance that Cody Mizell had to come up big with, and there's been the first or second goal was exactly the same. He was very careless in possession today.
That ball knocked out there by Chris Weehan. Weehan played his college ball actually right across the street from here at Isotopes Park for the University of New Mexico.
He's not from New Mexico, but he certainly he gets the royal welcome like he is one of their own, right?
Jones, pass stuffed by Schmidt. Forster. He'll play it back out. Van Wolfgang opened the scoring this afternoon. Van Wolfgang again. That ball's threaded through. Here's Duke. Duke. Jones lays it off, and Bruce has to do some defending. Arellano, he'll lay it off, and just too much on that one, and it's going to go out for a goal kick. And now Daniel Bruce is down for New Mexico United. Not a good sight. He just came on.
He looks like he's in a lot of pain right there. That's in. I didn't see again. It's from where we are. We sit behind what would be home plate at the baseball stadium, and it's down the other end. I couldn't see what happened there, but he looks very uncomfortable.
The trainer is on there for New Mexico United, and obviously whenever you see an injury in sports, Hursty, you kind of just hope for the best and hope it's not too serious, especially for a young, energetic guy here like Daniel Bruce. Really fought his way into this team, and we saw him have a run of starts there. He played a lot of the Open Cup for New Mexico United. He's been a very valuable piece.
Yeah, that's when he really took his chance, was in the Open Cup there, and it looks like his ankle, was it?
It looks like they knocked knees, actually, is what I saw there. He's definitely holding his knee.
And Tyler's been very, he's moving him very gingerly, so he clearly thinks that there's something, did he step wrong? It does look like his knee, and you're not sure if it's from the contact or the step afterwards. He's moving it pretty good there, so hopefully that's a good sign, but he still looks in a lot of discomfort.
The trainer there, Tyler Harris, out to work on Daniel Bruce, and that is a good sign when you can see it moving like that at least. So let's see, I think the trainer is telling the sideline to hold off on a substitute. So while we've got a second, real quick, fans, you can continue to enjoy the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL is excited to announce that the Championship and League One will remain with the worldwide leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and at least 19 games a year are going to be featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 of them on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Well, Brucey, he's up and running. He does have a little bit of a limp there, but that is a good sign for New Mexico United.
For sure, especially after, like you said, there's only 1 substitute left. I'm sure Coach Lusane would not want to have to make another one so quickly thereafter, but just thinking while we had that little break there, Orange County last year, champions of the Western Conference, their form right now is looking like they're starting to regain some of that form from last season, where they ended the season with 20 wins.
And there goes Kevon Frater. He's down. Play will continue. Weehan here Weehan, cross into the box. Sandoval tries the bite. He's not going to get it. It looks like Orozco is down on top of the 6-yard box, and now the official will hold play. And the fans are not having it here, Chris.
New Mexico fans are never shy of letting people know exactly what they think of this. And Sandoval, he had his eye on the ball. I'm not sure if there was contact with his arm, his elbow, whatever it was. But yeah, I mean, certainly he only had eyes for the ball, so and very nearly came off, very nearly dropped the Santimora as well. So is this the start of the push from New Mexico United? It's going to be it's a big 5-10 minute spell coming up here. The longer it goes on 2-0, the more confident Orange County will be that they can see out this result.
Daniel Bruce back on the pitch for New Mexico United. That's certainly a good sign. Now, let's have another look at what happened here. Sandoval goes up for the bicycle kick, and it actually looks like he kicked the ball off the face of Orozco.
And the fans have just seen exactly what we saw as well, and they're not happy that it's the ball that's doing that. So, yeah, I mean, it's good to see that it is just that versus, if it was an accidental elbow or, he caught the boot to the face, it's good that it was just the ball. But again, it was the momentum was probably just starting to build a little bit from New Mexico United, and they'll feel frustrated that that's been stopped right now.
And there you see Devin Sandoval checking on him. That just shows you what a class man he is. Sandoval made his way through the MLS, and of course, coming here back home to New Mexico. Born and raised here in Albuquerque, New Mexico, as Sandoval was the first signing for the club back when they announced the franchise in June of 2018. They signed Devin Sandoval before they had a head coach, Chris.
They signed Devin Sandoval before they had a team name as well, right?
That too, yeah.
It's been the story of this franchise, right? They've never done anything by the book, essentially,
Yeah, and we both know the team owner here, Peter Trevisani, and if you tell Peter that he can't do something, he's going to go and do it. So it looks like Orozco seems to be okay. Suggs, obviously the captain for New Mexico United, not happy. But you know what it's like to take one of those balls to the face, Chris. It'll make your eyes swell up real quick, nice and watery.
Yeah, I'm sure he felt it. I mean, it's not that he was diving or anything like that.
Right.
It was a sore one. It caught him right on the end of the nose, like you say. It's more. There's no damage done. I'm sure it's just uncomfortable right now. And the referee had to stop the game because fear of a head injury, which is the right thing to do. So now it's going to be interesting to see where they play the ball back to New Mexico, because they were only 20 yards away from goal.
Yeah, right atop the 18 there. So let's see. Moar is now coming over. Nice little chat here with our official. Crowd's getting anxious as well. They'll just golf it out, and we're back underway. Guzman gets it over to Weehan. Tete. That ball played forward. Moar lays it off. Suggs. And Suggs has that knocked out there by Aiden Quinn. It's going to be a corner for New Mexico United. Moar will take it quick. That corner brought to you by Crown Plaza Albuquerque. Santi Moar was trying to take the corner quickly, and the official was not having any of that. Here's Weehan. Plays it short to Sandoval. Gets it right back, and now low ball across the box, and it's Frater! Saved by Dew. Padilla hunts it down.
What a save that was. What a save that was. Kevon Frater caught that clean as a whistle, and keeper Dew had to react very quickly. Got great 2 hands to it. And most importantly, got it away from danger as well. He didn't just bat it back down into the penalty area. He got it away from danger, give his team a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, and you can tell that one was straight off the training ground there. Beautifully executed by New Mexico United, but I think an even better save there by Dew. Manny Padilla puts the ball into the box and going to the far side, and Amico doesn't clear it as he wanted to, and we've got another corner for New Mexico United, brought to you by Crown Plaza Albuquerque. Doesn't look like they're going to try anything cute here. But when you've got two big bodies in the box like Sandoval and Schmidt, Padilla tries to head it back in, bodied. That ball is just cleared away, and it's going to go out for a United throw. Schmidt into Guzman and back to Schmidt. Schmidt has that long ball blocked there by Michael Seton. It's going to fall to Guzman. He'll poke it forward for Sandoval. Gets it up to Moar and just out of the reach of the Spaniard.
It's interesting to see Chris Wehan. He's trying to find different ways to get into the game. He popped up in the left back position there, and then he's moving into space and he's demanding the ball, and he's getting very visibly frustrated when the ball's not getting to him. So he's desperately trying to get involved in this game and have a positive impact on the game.
United have to be careful on the counter, as we've seen. There's Seton. Gets it right back from Van Wolfgang. Duke now. He'll spread it. Arellano. Forster. Orozco looking for the long ball to Seton, and it's out for a goal kick. Long ball, there's Sandoval gets ahead to it, but Orange County will come away with possession. Orozco clears. Just tailed out of bounds that ball, and Suggs quick to restart. Frater taken out there, and that is a foul going to be called against Duke. He was somewhat late on the challenge there. No booking. Pass there from Moar. Sent away. Time is ticking down here for United, Hursty.
I was just about to say, I feel like this next 20 minutes feels almost season defining. You know, that like, is this game just going to peter out? And it kind of feels like New Mexico United season's in danger of doing something similar. They need a spark from somewhere. And there was that immediate, after the goals were scored, then the lightning delay, and then there's been a little bit of a push, but still that final ball's just lacking. It's like they need to get some momentum back, not just in this game, but in the season. And this could be huge. This last 20 minutes here could be absolutely massive for New Mexico United.
Long ball played forward for Jones. United come away with it. Here's Daniel Bruce looking for Moar. And that's a good ball. It's going to chuck right up for the Spaniard. Let's see what Moar is able to do with it now. Crosses it. Looking for Wehan at the back post. It falls to Padilla. Gets it over to Wehan now. Looked off sides. Frater. And it's going to be another corner for the home side.
Duke just got there at the last second. Deflects off his shoulder, I think it was, or the back of his head. So great stuff, though. Much better by New Mexico.
This New Mexico United corner kick brought to you by Crown Plaza Albuquerque. Chris Wehan, the former University of New Mexico Lobo. Into the box, back post, it's Schmidt. He'll send it back to Wehan. Puts it back into the box, Schmidt again. And that's just too easy of a save there for Frederick Dew.
Mexico United definitely got the matchup that they wanted there. The big centre-back Justin Schmidt matched up against Aidan Quinn. And that's not a good matchup for Orange County, and twice he didn't quite get the ball that he wanted.
Schmidt loses his footing, and now it's a foot race between Tete and Jones, and Tete comes away the winner there. Not very often do you see Darwyn Jones beating a foot race.
That's very well done by Tete. He could have panicked there and just kicked it out for a throw, and he recognised he had to take a risk with that perhaps, but managed to keep possession for New Mexico United.
Suggs plays it up ahead. It finds Moar by way of Wehan. Here's Moar looking to get forward. Threads it through. And the official played the advantage there, it looked like. And now he's going to call back the Orange County player to issue a yellow card.
It's Aiden Quinn.
The yellow card brandished. Just waiting on confirmation. So that side tail yellow card was issued to Orange County number 14, Aiden Quinn. Moar takes the free kick that time, and it's dealt with accordingly by Orange County. Padilla hurrying up to the touchline to get the quick throw in. They'll play it back to Tete. Schmidt. Forcer all over him.
Orange County are probably delighted if the two players who on New Mexico United who are having a lot of the ball is Rashid Tete and Justin Schmidt. That's exactly what they want for Orange County.
Schmidt looking to ping one forward, and that's cut out by Amico. Guzman now. He's going to play it over to Padilla in space. Padilla puts it into the box. Brucey tries to send it back in again. United players calling for a handball. Not going to get it. What a touch there from Weehan initially, but unable to retain possession. And now it's Van Wolfgang. United have to be careful here as we were looking for Darwyn Jones, but falls right to the head of Justin Schmidt.
Now Orange County just sitting, two banks of four, the two forwards doing their job as well and just making it really hard for New Mexico United to break them down. But that big diagonal is on for New Mexico United whenever they want.
Here's Jones. Frater's got to be careful. Forster. He's going to take that ball right to the corner flag. So we're in the 78th minute. Fans, head on over to the New Mexico United Twitter page to cast your vote for the Star Brothers Brewing Company Star of the Match. Twitter.com/New Mexico UTD. Here's Sandoval getting forward. Devin Sandoval, and that's a handball in the box. And he's given a free kick. Wow. Sandoval is livid. Lassane on the sideline talking to the fourth official. The fans certainly let him hear it. Free kick awarded here to Orange County. And Mizell just gonna get that one out of his 18. Throw in here for Orange County. Played over to Arellano. Hume goes long for Jones, and the ball played from Jones, turned over to New Mexico United. Here's Padilla. Suggs over to Moar now. So we were able to have a look up here, Chris, in the booth at what just happened there, and it looks like they called the foul on Sandoval for crashing into Frederick Dew.
The interesting thing about that is Frederick Dew was outside of his penalty area, so he got saved by the whistle there because he had to try and go win the ball with his head, you know. So here it is. Here it's a long ball, and you can see Frederick Dew comes, and he probably should have just stayed at home. He's trying to get his head on it, and it was in my eyes a bit of 50-50, but we move on. And see, at least New Mexico United are showing a little bit of fight now. And they're starting to at least create a couple of chances. Orange County look like they're ready to just kind of shut up shop and take the 2-0.
And we had a yellow card shown there. That Seton yellow card issued to Orange County number 5, Hugo Arellano. Here's Arellano with the throw. Into the last 10 minutes of regulation here, Chris. I think at this point it's safe to say New Mexico would be thrilled with coming away with a point from this match.
Snap the hand off right now for sure, especially the way the game's gone. There's been a couple of nervy moments, but not Orange County's got to be pretty happy they've kept New Mexico at arm's length pretty much all game.
Padilla into the box. Headed away by Amico. Weehan. Weehan's had a lot of touches in this match. Brucey chasing him down there. Long ball played forward for Darwyn Jones. Suggs on him. Back to Duke and back to Jones. Jones matched up with Justin Schmidt out there. You gotta like your odds if you're Darwyn Jones. Their shot! And it's just over the crossbar from Forster.
That was by Wolfgang. He absolutely lashed that shot there. Just popped out there and he just went for it.
There is no substitution for integrity. REDW, CPAs, and advisors.
So it looks like we had another substitution here. Heading out is number 11, Harry Forrester. Coming in, number 12, Daniel Crisostomo. That substitution brought to you by REDW, CPAs, and advisors. There's no substitution for integrity. Here's Justin Schmidt. And I think if you're United here, Chris, at least get a goal. If you're going to lose, at least get a goal. Get your confidence up somewhat, although I'm not sure how confident you can be by being somewhat dominated here at home.
Yeah, like I said earlier, I feel like this is almost, maybe season defining. Maybe that's too much. It's hard to tell. We'll know at the end of the season, but I feel like it's just flat. You know, it's 2-0 down. It's just flat. The crowd's a little flat, and that's not what's known about New Mexico here. It's gonna, the last 10 minutes here could be a big 10 minutes.
Van Wolfgang will lay it off for Crisostomo. Well, New Mexico United being held scoreless for the second straight match. They were shut out in San Antonio last week. Big 5-0 win for San Antonio there. So you got to wonder, at the beginning of the season, United were scoring goals in bunches. Now they've had trouble finding the back of the net. Moar's going to be called for the foul there. A little bit of a reckless attempt there from Santi Moar. It looks like he caught Christian Duke there.
Just going to make sure they maintain their discipline here. You know, we saw what happened with New Mexico United last week when Salih Mohammed was sent off and the wheels very much came off, losing 5-0. Make sure that this doesn't descend into chaos at the end. Like, yes, at this point it's frustrating, but they need to make sure they don't let that frustration boil over. I'm not quite sure how. That's an interesting one there.
Moar looked, it appears as though he makes contact with the head of Christian Duke. We'll see here. This is a much better angle.
Yeah, maybe that's what the call is. Yeah, it must be high foot.
Definitely a high foot. You can't really tell from that angle if there was contact or not, but either way, we're back underway here as Frederick Dew sends it long into the 86th minute. Here's Guzman. I'll play it back for Tete. Weehan. Play it up for Frater. Suggs, now for Moar. Moar in the box, has it poked away. Weehan has got to run to track that down. Into the box now. United getting forward. You can see Justin Schmidt in the box, making his run all the way up from the center back position.
His desperation stages for New Mexico United. He's playing like he was an auxiliary centre forward now, Justin Schmidt.
Padilla puts one into the box. Daniel Bruce has it stolen away, miscontrols it. Padilla able to win the ball back. Gets it over to Moar. Here's a chance. Moar has it blocked, and it's a corner. And it's not a corner, actually. That is going to be a goal kick.
That was great defending. He managed to slide, but not only slide, he managed to poke the ball off Santi Moar as Santi Moar was in the air as well. So the fans are not happy, but that was a great call, great spot by the referee there.
Dew will send it long. Ball played forward, looking for Sandoval, and Hume will head it back to Dew. Tete gets ahead to that one. Jones. Now Duke.
Rashid Tete, Justin Schmidt is not defending anymore, so Rashid Tete is one-on-one with Seton at the back. It's either New Mexico's going for at least one goal, or you could see Orange County sneaking another one on the break as well.
Free kick here. Aiden Quinn puts the ball into the box, and Schmidt flicks it on and out. Corner kick coming up for Orange County. Off the corner, ball in the box, and good goal line stop there. I think that might have been Manny Padilla who got a foot to it right in front of Mizell. Orange County taking all the time in the world here to get this throw-in going. So we're into the 90th minute. We're hearing that there's going to be 6 minutes of stoppage time. We've got another substitution here for Orange County. So we've got number 19, Giovanni Ramos Godoy. He's replacing number 7, the goal scorer, Jerry Van Wolfgang. Van Wolfgang really put in a shift here today, Hursty.
Yeah, and he could have had a second. That chance earlier on where he came across and he just flashed it over the bar. He's been troublesome all game. He kept finding little pockets. Whenever New Mexico United's right back went missing, Van Wolfgang managed to get on the ball, and that's where the first goal came from.
So we are into stoppage time, and stoppage time brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. We're in the orange zone now. Here's Chris Weehan. United looking for at least one goal here today. Moar plays it forward for Schmidt. Schmidt closed down by Amico, and it's going to be an Orange County throw-in.
Cornelius Coulier, report to the Mexico Army National Guard Services booth. Cornelius Coulier, report to the Mexico Army National Guard Services booth.
Here's Padilla. Going to play it forward for Frater or Moar. Amico gets his head on that one, and Ramos Godoy sends it away. Here's Seton. Duke now. Darwyn Jones. Plays it back to Crisostomo, now Arellano. Duke able to flick it on, Seton. Shot, blocked by Tete. Here's Guzman. Bruce plays it behind Schmidt just a little bit. Schmidt cross into the box and headed out by Cervantes, or excuse me, Orozco. Frater now. Schmidt, Suggs actually finds Schmidt with that one, and Schmidt unable to control it. Into the third of at least 6 added minutes right now. Fans starting to file out here in this 93rd minute here, Chris. Here comes Bruce. He's got a run from Sandoval. He elects to play it far to Moar. Great touch, Weehan! And sends it up and over. And you can see just the frustration there, the body language of Chris Weehan, and I think that's shared by most of, if not all, of New Mexico United's players here today.
That's what Chris Weehan, he makes his money on, is those late runs into the box, and he did great there. That's the first time I feel that I can't remember another time this match where he's been able to get on the end of something like that. So, he's not had a sniff for 93 minutes, and finally one drops to him, and he wasn't able to capitalize.
Yeah, you can see just gets under that ball there and sends it over. Here's Bruce now. Tried for the nutmeg there, it looked like. And now it's Darwyn Jones getting forward. And that ball straight to Cody Mizell. Weehan, United looking to counter, and lazy ball there from Weehan. Stolen away. Ramos Godoy now. Aiden Quinn. Miko, and cut out there by Suggs. Moar, he's fouled, and that's going to be a United free kick. Guzman plays it long. Schmidt. Suggs over to Moar. Moar. Bruce! And it's right to Hugh. Excuse me.
That's pretty much the tale today, that the few times that New Mexico United have broke through Orange County, and Dew's been in absolute amazing form, and you've got to say he deserves this clean sheet. He pulled off some great saves earlier on.
Absolutely. And like we said, United, they've had their fair share of chances here, Chris. But yeah, as you said, Dew, he's just been somewhat of a brick wall back there. Here's Bruce. Into the box. And that ball claimed by Frederick Dew. Into the final minute here of 6 added minutes. Tete. Moar coming in. Moar has it poked away by Ariano. Mizell. And Dew comes to claim that one once again. Not the first time him and Sandoval have collided here today. Exchanging pleasantries there, I'm sure. Dew just sticks his boot through the ball. And that is the full-time whistle here today from the lab in Albuquerque. Orange County 2, New Mexico United 0, Chris. We're going to step aside for just a quick moment. We'll be back to recap. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back here, ladies and gentlemen, to the lab. Disappointing afternoon here for the home side as they fall 2-0 to Orange County. Let's have a look here at these final stats here, Chris. As you see, it was fairly even, 13 shots apiece for either side. Orange County really just capitalizing on their opportunities. 2 goals on 4 shots on target. Possession, though, really evened out there in the second half.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's a bit more probably to do with the fact that Orange County went up 2-0 and then they were happy to allow New Mexico United to have a lot more of the ball. So it's, yeah, it definitely evened out, but for sure, Orange County capitalized and scored 2 very good goals. Maybe could have been avoided if you're on New Mexico United side of the fence, but that's the second game in a row where New Mexico United have failed to score.
Yeah, second game in a row. You know, head coach Troy Lesane will not be happy here. But for as attacking as Orange County played, Chris, all those long balls, you got to say they were fairly disciplined, only racking up 1 offside call here this afternoon.
Those 2 guys, they know that they don't need to cheat and push that line of getting in behind. They knew that they probably had the beating of it, and they were able to be pretty disciplined, like you said.
Well, New Mexico United will be back here at home at the lab on September 14th when they host the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. You got anything else, Chris?
A huge result for Orange County, bumps them up to 7th. It's not all doom and gloom for New Mexico United if you're going to have a bad period, I guess, right now when everyone's beating everyone else. But they need to figure this out quick if they're going to have a chance of doing the playoffs this year.
So I think that just about does it from here in Albuquerque. For all of our crew today, for my color commentator, Chris Hurst, my name is Tyler Ortega. Thank you for watching.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.